For those of you speakers, we in Indian country believe that when the words that come from the heart, we got to thank the Spirit. So this is what we're doing here, just a little gift, thanking this wonderful elder for coming forward and speaking words from the heart. We always have to acknowledge the gifts that we have from the Creator. So we do this with physical things, and that way He'll remember this when He goes home and continue to pray for the people that are here today and the effort that's going forward. So please accept what our little committee here has to offer. It's just to help you, remind you of the events of today. Our next speaker is going to be Amy Johnson. She's the reason I'm here, I guess. She twisted my arm and I end up being here today, but she's a member of the Descendants committee that thought that this was important, and then she brought her little group together, all the descendants of the people that come from the Seattle area and that were part of the treaty signing from that side. So she thought that this was important, so she put a lot of work and effort into bringing us all together today. So today she's going to explain why we're all here. Hi, Amy.
Well, I do think it's all important that we're here today, and I think that you do too, or else you wouldn't be here today. So on behalf of the Descendants Committee of Seattle, I thank you for all who have come today. Some have come from many miles and not so far, but I believe that you've all come with the same heart to be here. So thank you very much. 159 years ago, my great-great-grandparents, they landed on the shores of what would later become the city of Seattle. When they came, they were welcomed by the Native people. They were welcomed by Chief Seattle and his people, the Duwamish and Suquamish, and they were welcomed by other tribes as well. Now they formed very good relationships, good friendships, the Native people and the white settlers. They lived together, they worked together, their children played together, and they even worshiped together. It was quite a remarkable community that they had. But just 4 short years later, the government got involved. And as we know, when government gets involved, it changes between people. And so when the government got involved and they decided that the best thing to do was to have the Native people move away and move onto reservations, everything changed. Now, I can't speak about the changes for the Native people. I'm going to let you do that. But what I can speak about is the changes that happened to my great-great-grandparents and the others who loved the Native people, who had friends with them. When they left, when they had to move onto reservations, it broke those relationships. It broke those friendships. But not only that, it broke what the community that they had, and the gifts that the Native people had and the gifts that the white people had. If they could have stayed together and lived together and share the strengths that the Native people have, as I get to know them, it's amazing. The strengths that the white people have too. They all have strengths and weaknesses, but they could have worked together and all their families and people could have prospered. So, I can't stand up here today and apologize for all the suffering and the hardship that the Native people have gone through. I was thinking about that, but there are not enough words to say you're sorry like that. There are not enough words to do that. I am sorry, but words are inadequate. But what I do have to offer you today, and what we do have to offer you, is today. Today, I believe, marks a new beginning in our relationships. The fact that you all would come here and want to be part of this shows me that you want it as well. Today, we have the chance to meet other descendants who were here on these treaty grounds exactly 155 years and 8 months to the day later. You who are here, who represent your ancestors who were here, you have the chance to look into their eyes. You have a chance to shake their hand. You have a chance to listen to each other. And that is why we're here today. We're here to hear each other's stories, the whole story. Not just the white side of history, we want the whole story. Because it's true that the history doesn't belong to just one people group, it belongs to everybody. It's all our story. There is no history of the Northwest or of this country without the history of the Native people. You cannot separate the two. They're so intertwined. So we have today and we have tomorrow. We have tomorrow that we are coming together to work together. This is not just a one-time thing. This is a beginning of us coming to work together, not just for us here, but for future generations, for our children, our children's children, and our family, so that we are writing a new story. The Point Elliott Treaty signing in 1855 wasn't the end of the story, but now today we're beginning a new chapter. And I thank you for all who are here today who can be part of this historic moment. Thank you.